That's why my middle name is Barber, but I do all my business stuff under my maiden name. So I had to keep them two separate because I had somebody fan out one time. It wasn't cool. But I had to kind of do this quick because I have to go to my wife. She's her last day on the baton was yesterday, so this is like her last Khaki Ball with them. So I'm like doing this, and then we're rushing downtown Marriott, Waterside to go be with hers for the last time as well. But then I didn't want to hold y'all up either, and I know y'all been nibbling and drinking, so I'm gonna go ahead and get through this. So good evening. It is definitely my pleasure to be here, spending an evening with the USS MCFAUL's Chiefs Mess. To the new goats, right? Give it up. To the new goats in the room. Are y'all okay? Y'all good? Y'all survived? Everything worked out? I mean, I know y'all well rested. Y'all got plenty of sleep. Y'all like 8 hours. Like y'all were good. 8? No, I'm just asking. I mean, I know some people are well rested. All right. Okay. All right. So welcome to the mess for you guys, and to all the spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, side pieces, one night stands, situationships. Thank you for your unconditional support and for being here tonight. Just saying, whatever you got going on, your thing. So earlier this week, we stood in a moment of history, tradition, and transformation. The chief penning ceremony that was held by many and witnessed by all was not just about the anchors that are now worn on your collar, but it was about the forging of leaders. It was about a rebirth, a renewal, a reset on who we are as chiefs in the United States Navy. You see, we all have been tested and we've been tried and we've been refined like steel in fire. And now we are in the season of recharging so that we can lead with a spirit that is both forged in resilience and anchored in creed. Leadership is not defined by rank or title alone. Leadership is defined by character, by resilience, by your ability to rise when adversity strikes and to carry others when the weight of your anchor is heavy. Leadership is a manifestation of your character and your commitment to make better those you lead. The strongest leaders are not those who seek power to benefit their own ego, but those who harness and use their power to uplift and empower others. Our anchors are not ornaments, decorations, or fine pieces of jewelry. They are reminders that you were forged through fire, though sometimes it was through hell and back, but you were forged to lead. They are proof that you endured the heat of great challenge, the pressure of responsibility, and the grind of expectation, yet you did not break. You bent just a little bit, you adjusted accordingly, and you endured like steel made stronger in a fire. But just as you were forged, our anchors remind us that we also must remain anchored. Anchored in creed, anchored in values, anchored in the timeless charge of a chief, to serve, to guide, to protect, and to inspire sailors. It is about owning your power and recognizing that you, as the chief, has the power to influence, inspire, and make a positive impact on those you serve. Your anchors will weigh on you at times, not as a burden, but as a grounding force. They will remind you that your leadership is about creating trust, building connections, and empowering those who follow you to believe in themselves even when they cannot see their own strength. As the chief, your responsibility is not to sit in the clouds above your sailors, forgetting where you come from, but to stand with them side by side. This means getting eyeball to eyeball, kneecap to kneecap on their level, actively listening, removing obstacles, giving them the necessary tools and resources they need, and providing them with that psychological safe space so that they can thrive and maximize their potential. Your service to your sailors, chief, includes knowing who you are leading, what motivates them intrinsically and extrinsically, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and knowing the goals that they want to achieve in both their personal and professional life. Be their cheerleader, be their support system, because sometimes you might be the only support system that they've ever had. Your responsibility as the chief includes understanding that today's sailors are not yesterday's sailors. You cannot lead a 2025 sailor with a 1900s mindset. I like to call this generation the Amazon Prime generation. What they ask for today, they want tomorrow. That leave chip, that school request, that transfer package, that TAD chip, that house hunting job button, the SOQ package, the spot nail, the MOVSM, that 30-day convalescent leave, that IG report, that counseling chip, that supply list, the Coderalls, the new boots, that duty swap. Answers to the CO suggestion box, the code to the Wi-Fi. Y'all get the point. But instant gratification at a touch of a button, that's what they're looking for. But they keep it real. These sailors are about transparency and realness. They want trust and honesty. They want the truth up front, not after the fact, from you as the chief. So how are you going to connect and communicate with them, to motivate them to see past their limited beliefs, to maximize their potential and empower them to be great? How are you going to get them to believe in themselves? It is your duty, chief, to connect, and always communicate with your sailors, not just when it is convenient for you or when a sailor gets in trouble. So now you're trying to be reactive when you should have just been proactive. Communication can make or break any relationship. And if you don't have communication within your organization or your work center, then you won't have trust. And if you don't have trust, you won't have communication. So how you communicate as the chief will always play a part in a sailor seeking your leadership and guidance, or you having to seek them out on Monday morning when they fail to muster and now you're having to fly a sit rep. Being anchored in creed is a powerful phrase that speaks to the unshakable foundation of our values, our traditions, and the principles that guide leaders within the Navy. And it requires you, Chief, to understand that we are currently living right now in a VUCA society. And VUCA stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And in this VUCA society, you, Chief, must always be prepared for anything to happen, because anything can and will happen. And the challenges of our society today will require you to meet your sailors with different styles of leadership, again, at their level. Just like the anchor holds a ship steady against the shifting tides and turbulent seas, being anchored in the creed means that you, Chief, need to hold your sailor steady against the stressors of our world while staying firmly grounded in the Navy core values of honor, courage, and commitment. You need to stay grounded and true to your sailors, holding them together during those turbulent times, anchoring them to your leadership, ensuring that no matter what, they can trust you because you, as the chief, understand the true meaning of USN, unity, service, and navigation. No matter how rough the seas of leadership get, no matter how much the world around you changes, your creed will keep you from drifting off course and having to provide answers to actions that were unbecoming of a chief petty officer. You must be able to adapt and overcome your trials and tribulations. You must be able to bend like a palm tree without breaking, being of service to your sailors, because your sailors don't work for you. You work for them. Anchor leadership requires you to have humility. The higher up a flagpole you go, the more your ass is going to show. Many people are watching you from the bushes to see how you, Chief, are going to lead. What are you made of? What is your character? Are you transparent? Do you have integrity? Or are you just full of smoke? Or do you, Chief, really practice the things that you expect from your sailors? Everyone in your organization is an adult. And everyone in your organization can tell which leaders are genuinely invested in all sailors, and they know the ones who only show up every day because they're only invested in collecting a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. They can see you. So to be respected as a great leader, you must model the behavior and values that you respect from your team. It's not conditional nor optional. But leadership, though, it's not without its challenges. There will be setbacks and failures and difficult moments, but what sets great leaders apart is their ability to remain resilient in the face of adversity. Embrace every challenge as an opportunity for growth and learning. Instead of looking at every challenge in your career as an obstacle, learn to look at it as an opportunity. An opportunity to learn something new, an opportunity to correct something, an opportunity to grow. Because when you think you are the smartest person in the room and you stop listening, that is when you stop learning. Understand that sometimes that rejection can be for your protection or your redirection. But many leaders refuse to humble themselves, they refuse to listen, and they end up missing opportunities created for them that could have been their blessing. They miss out because instead of shutting up and anchoring up, they run away from their adversity and they run away from their challenges. And yes, I've seen some who even run away from their sailors. And some of them right now are probably still running from opportunities that were supposed to elevate them and change the trajectory of their life. And as you sit here right now listening to me, if you feel triggered, good. Pressure can bust pipes or it can create a diamond. So stop running. Know that you cannot have a testimony without passing a test, and you damn sure can't have a message without going through some mess. To achieve greatness in life, you must face those difficult moments head on, not run from them, because you cannot reap a harvest from a field which you did not sow. So when you start to feel the weight of your anchors, like you can't go on another day, I need you to really remember what got you started. Remember your why. Remember the leaders who poured into you. Remember your family who was extremely proud of your accomplishments. Remember the sailors that you lead and how much they mean to you, even if they don't tell you. Remember the thank yous that you've received over the years from those who may or may not be with you any longer. Remember those lives that you may have saved just by saying good morning or asking, hey shipmate, how you doing? Remember that your presence has a purpose. Now, for all of y'all in here right now who has 20 years plus in the Navy, oh, I'm talking to y'all four. Just y'all four. Everybody else pay attention. Pick up something, write it down, remember, record it, I don't care. For 20 plus years, you have given all of yourself and made sacrifices, not only for your personal life, but with your personal life, but with your mind, your body, your soul, and spirit. For 20 plus years, you have been going nonstop trying to make it the next promotion, trying to maximize your pay, stressing over whether or not to drop that officer's package, or just simply fighting to prove that you deserve a spot at this table that you're sitting at right now. Now many of you, y'all four, are feeling the effects of that. And when I say feeling the effects, I'm not talking about your back, your sciatic nerve pain, your torn rotator cuff, your knees, your plantar fasciitis, your sleepless nights breathing through that CPAP machine.
That's there too.
Disability, 100% disability. I'm talking about you're waking up every morning now thinking about how retirement is around the corner and you're not ready. You may be prepared, but you're not ready. You are not ready because you have given 110% of yourself to your leadership and your sailors, and you have left nothing for yourself or your family. You're not ready. You don't know who you are outside of this uniform because your sole purpose waking up every day, your sole identity for the last 20 years has been your rank, your title, or your position. For some of you, you live, breathe, and eat and dream Navy. You live under your title, your position, and your rank. You're walking around leading from your ego and not your heart, but let me tell you, your uniform is coming off. Your ego is going to be humble. Your title is going to go away. No one's going to care about your rank or what position you held because you weren't the first and you damn sure won't be the last. When you go to the pharmacy, you're going to go back and pick up that little number and get to the back of the line with Jim Pop. So who you going to be? Who you going to be when you're looking in the mirror after your time is up and you are no longer wearing the cloth of our nation? What is going to be your purpose in life? What is going to be your why? What is going to motivate you to get out of bed every day and start your life anew? How are you going to spend every second of your day now that you no longer belong to anything? I've seen that sense of belonging stripped away. I've seen how it left people feeling depressed and hopeless and useless because they didn't work on taking care of themselves while they were in the military. Understand that no one's going to call you to see if you're okay if they don't hear from you. No one's going to invite you to a luncheon or a promotion ceremony or a CPO pinning or a retirement or ask, hey, can you help me? You will turn into them old crusty retired ghosts who complain on Facebook about how no chief selectee has asked you for a charge, yet you retired 10 years before they were born. They don't know you. Your purpose of taking care of others, including your triad, will be gone. So work on finding out who you are, who your spouse is, who your children are outside of your uniform, because they too have felt the effects and are still feeling the effects of everything that you have given to the Navy, because when you come home, some days you had nothing left to give to them. Some days you probably came home treating them like they were the sailors that you lead, and they didn't deserve that. They too have sacrificed their all for you. Listen, the Navy has been here since the beginning of time. It's going to be here 100 years after we're dead and gone. So start giving back to yourselves and your family and your mental space. Start taking care of yourself and finding your purpose outside of this organization. Because strength is not about being able to hang on to things during hard and stressful times. Strength is about being able to let go during those hard and stressful times and being able to function because you know who you are, you know your worth, you know your purpose, and you know what you have to offer this world outside of the Navy. Your journey to chief has been one of forging. And to be forged is not a gentle process. It is a process of fire, pressure, and reshaping. Steel becomes strong not by chance, but by enduring the flame and the hammer. And so it is with each of you. Every watch you have stood in the dead of night, every difficult sailor you have counseled, every hard decision you made when no one was watching, every moment you had to endure after losing a sailor, every safe space you had to make to protect a sailor, those were moments of heat. Every failure and setback and course correction, every no, those were the strikes of the hammer. Each test, each season of sacrifice, each moment you wanted to quit because you didn't feel adequate, appreciated, or seen, but you didn't, those were the fires that shaped you. Being anchored is more than just words. It is a declaration of who you are, what you stand for, and what you will not compromise. Being anchored means you don't just wear the anchors on your collar, you live the anchors in your character. You embody the traditions of those who come before you while setting a standard for those who will follow you. It's about being the same person when no one is watching as you are when they are always watching. The chief needs to be able to be trusted in and out of uniform. So my charge for you on this day is to always lead with intention. Lead with integrity, compassion, fairness, and understanding. Lead from your heart and not your ego. Lead on purpose and not on autopilot. So my new brothers and sisters, I want to welcome you and your families to the nest. Navy Chief.
Navy Rock.
Navy Chief.
Navy Rock.
Navy Chief.
Navy Rock.
We got shipmates.
We are.